Hello students, welcome to the class of English literature. Today I am going to explain a poem Woman to Men by Judith Wright. The eyeless laborer in the night, the selfless, shapeless seed I hold, builds for its resurrection day, silent and swift and deep from sight, foresees the unimagined light. Here the poetess herself is pregnant with one of her children. Here we find indirectly that her husband is also present there, whom she addresses. She expresses her fear in giving birth to a child. The child is in her womb in the form of a fetus. She calls it an eyeless laborer because he is in the womb, the child is in the womb as a fetus, and a fetus cannot see. So she calls it an eyeless laborer. He is regularly moving and working for his development. The fetus is regularly moving and working for its development. Hence, it is laborer. It is selfless because it has no motive or interest for itself. It is shapeless as it has not developed into a child. It is a fetus, so it is shapeless. The poetess holds shapeless seed in her womb. That is, she is bearing the fetus which will develop into a fruit of a child. This fetus is the seed which is made of the essence of her husband and herself. It builds or develops into a child for the day when it will come out of the womb. That is, the child will take birth. The day of its birth will be resurrection day. That is the day of new life in this world. It is silent. She calls it silent, constantly moving and deep from sight. It cannot be seen physically, though it is very near. This child in the womb imagines the light of the outer world, which he will see after his birth. Second stanza. This is no child with a child's face. This has no name to name it by. Yet you and I have known it well. This is our hunter and our chase, the third who lay in our embrace. In this stanza, the poetess herself is pregnant with one of her child. She says that until the fetus takes the shape of a child and its face develops, it cannot be called a child. It cannot be given a name also. It cannot be addressed without name. Then she addresses her husband and says that he and herself know well that there is a new life to be born, though unnamed, in her womb, because they both have created it. The poetess calls the unborn child their hunter and their chase. The child is hunter because it is the child that makes them active, thoughtful, excited, and busy in future preparation. They eagerly wait for him. Their aim or future target is their child. It will the third member of their family and share their embrace and caresses. Third stanza. This is the strength that your arm knows, the arc of flesh that is my breast, the precise crystals of our eyes. This is the blood's wild tree that grows the intricate and folded rose. The poetess here addresses her husband and says that it is the strength of his arms that knows the roundness of her breast. This line indicates the sexual relationship between her and her husband, which is an essential act to produce the child. Then she says that the child will be crystal of their eyes, that is, it will be very dear to them. She says that in her womb's blood's wild tree, that is, network of arteries and veins, is growing. She means to say that very complicated structure of the fetus is developing into a child, and with his development his veins and arteries also are growing. The child has been called an unfolded rose as it is in the form of an embryo. It will unfold when it will take birth or come out of womb. Last stanza. This is the maker and the maid. This is the question and reply. The blind head butting at the dark. The blaze of light along the blade. Oh, hold me, for I am afraid. The poetess here says that the child in her womb is the maker and the maid. It is made because it is the creation of parents, and it is maker as in future when he becomes a man, he also will create a new child. So she calls it the maker and the maid. It is the question and reply also. It is the question till it takes birth. What is its color? How beautiful is it? How it looks are unknown, and hence the child itself is a question. It will be like a reply to all the questions and curiosities. The fetus is blind as it cannot see in the darkness of the womb. It is striking its head against the walls of the womb. When it takes birth, the blaze or light of the blade may disturb it. The poetess is afraid of giving the birth to the child. She asks his husband to hold her as she is afraid to think of it. Thanks.